Good morning. I already recorded a video earlier speaking on, I haven't uploaded it yet, I will. I'll upload it before I upload this one so that everything makes sense. But adding to that message, I do want to point something out that part of people pleasing or part of any inner wound is the fact that if it triggers anything in you like that or at all, then that means there's a part of you that does identify with what they're saying. And so that is where the inner healing work also needs to be done in reconstructing your perspective, transmuting negative energy, healing that unhealed wound in there that allows for that identity match to happen. You have to get to that root, because without doing that inner work, you will continue to identify with those inner wounds and the perspective and feelings that they influence, which influences what affects you and what comes back to you. So, if something triggers you, if there's something that gives you that feeling inside that puts you on alert or anything, like, start becoming aware of your body. Like, get in tune with the sensations that are going on inside of your body, because they literally tell you the story. The answer is right there. There's a clear reason why they say the answers are within you. If you literally just take a moment to bring awareness and conscious awareness to what you're feeling within your body, the sensations, have a semi uncomfortable conversation and feel the sensations, become aware of your sensations, start getting to know your body and why it's feeling what it's feeling. And that will start to help you down the right path as far as like self-awareness, feeling safer in your body, trusting your body more. These are all part of inner work. This is all part of really actually doing the work of healing yourself. Become aware of those sensations and what they mean. So when they do come up in any situation or environment, you're aware of what your body's trying to tell you, and then you can maneuver your body intentionally and your mind intentionally to move in a more healed way. So if you feel that something's, let's just add on to the people pleasing. Let's say somebody comes off judgmental around you or disapproves of something that could relate to you in some kind of way, or something that you identify with or whatever. Feel that sensation in your body. Take a moment as you're feeling it to like pause, breathe, and just feel that. I don't care what's going on. Nothing is more important than you. Take that moment to yourself and feel those sensations. Sometimes it's your legs shaking. Sometimes it's like a tremble in your chest. Sometimes it's your heart rate. Sometimes it's a little bit of a sweat. It could also be like a tingle in the brain. Like, these are all like body sensations where your nervous system is directly speaking to you. And this is your opportunity to not only bring awareness to that, but now take that awareness and have the opportunity to help heal yourself little by little, and take yourself in a better and healthier direction that will then in turn, like I said, within, as within, so without. Every part that you improve within counts for what's going to reflect on what that creates externally. So let's say you brought awareness to an uncomfortability of you know, when you get around certain people or certain environments, you feel judged, you start working on that. You start getting to the root. You start changing the narrative. You start changing the perspective. You start working on your feelings, allowing your feelings to follow those newer perspectives. You start practicing that. You start placing boundaries, like you're doing the work. The next time you're in that environment, your response may be a little different. So instead of fawning, you'll practice to keep your boundaries in place. You may say, you know what, I don't feel like talking about this. This does not help me. Or, hey, like putting up the actual boundaries, whatever the boundaries are. If necessary, even towards people in general, like not putting yourself in environments where those people are there, or if you have to for any reason, which again, that's very subjective, but let's just say for conversation's sake, you have to be in an environment where you have a boundary with someone. Instead of reacting, just respond. Like, I don't feel comfortable with da 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 da. This, you know, this is not something that I want to partake in or speak on or whatever. Let them have their reaction to that. If they are someone that's truly supportive of you and love you and there's a positive connection, they will support that. They will respect that. If this is someone otherwise who's only benefiting off of you not having boundaries, not really truly there to care about you or support you or love you, then they're going to have their reaction towards you having that boundary. You just stick to that, but you will feel the sensations in your body. You are going to feel the uncomfortability until you are very comfortable with yourself as you do the work, in unidentifying with that, like basically like working on the part of you that identifies with what they're saying, that allows those sensations to happen. That's your work. And as you keep developing that and healing that part of yourself and changing the perspective and transmuting energy, you will start to feel those sensations less and less. But you have to hold true to your boundaries and you have to continue to do the inner work. You can't give up on yourself. It's crucial you do this inner work. If not, none of this, you could just throw everything I'm saying away, because if you don't do this inner work and you don't address your body that stores all this unhealed shit, then there's nothing that there is no getting you to that other side of that, because you have to be able to take your whole self to that other side. And part of your whole self is your physical. Mind, body, soul. Mind, body, spirit. You have to be able to take all three components with you and do this inner work on each level so that you're bringing your entire self along. Because if one is dragging behind, it will affect the other two parts. So you got to become aware of the sensations in your body as well, and work on the part of you that is wounded, that identifies with what is happening or what they're saying, or whatever that you're succumbing yourself out of fear to avoid or try to control in a situation. You have to take that part of yourself and get to the root of why you feel that way. And then that's your inner work. That's where you have to do your work, where continue to compassionately ask yourself questions to receive more information, more answers. And then from there, as you go along, you're going to bring new understandings to yourself about yourself. You can shift your perspective to one that aligns with your actual higher self, that doesn't have this identification with this wound anymore. Ask yourself and close your eyes and envision how confident you would like to feel being yourself. And then what does that look like? Like, actually envision it as if it's already happening. What do you look like? How do you look like doing it? How do you feel? Are there any sensations in your body? Probably not. There's probably this level of power and confidence in yourself and the love for yourself. Like, picture that, feel that. What does that feel like? And then every day work towards decisions that support that. There are going to be times where you feel like you're going to succumb to that fear, and you may along the way, and that's fine. But as long as you get back up and get back on the work immediately and hold yourself accountable, don't blame anyone for that. It's okay that you stumble along the way to healing. We all do. It's going to happen. Don't blame anyone for that. Just take accountability with yourself. Like, okay, clearly I see what happened there. You know, I got triggered. I succumbed to it. And then I said things that don't actually align with me. Like, just say that. Like, it doesn't mean you're dumb. It doesn't mean don't start judging yourself. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means you are practicing. You're practicing. And so when you're practicing, you're not going to get it right every time because you're practicing. So you got to practice holding your boundaries firm. You have to practice daily checking in with yourself, your bodily sensations. Where is your mind at and why? Try to avoid at all costs when you're asking why questions about yourself, to understand yourself, to avoid answers that begin with because they. Because either way, it comes back to you. Because it's either, even if somebody did say, let's say somebody said something or whatever, now you take that as a lesson. So is this someone now I can trust to be around and feel safe? If the answer is no, what can I do? Now there's an extra boundary that now needs to be created. If not, remove them from your life. Everything's a lesson. Everything is just trying to show you everything that you have been allowing prior to this healing and this awareness that you are now cultivating within yourself. And so everything, you're going to start seeing things differently, which is the goal. You're going to start seeing things differently and becoming more aware of everything that you have already been allowing around you that don't support you. Sometimes these reflections may be a little tough to accept, but it is what it is. And basically, not making excuses for it, just owning up to the fact that somehow, some way you have allowed this to continue in your life, and you haven't come, you did not come to a place where you were confident enough to make a decision to remove it from your life or handle it in a different way where those around you know that you are going to show up as yourself, right? So basically, as you do the inner work, allow your perspective to change, allow yourself to evolve. Your emotions are going to change. The way you view people around you are going to change. The way you view yourself is going to change. Because again, you were seeing from the lens of your wounds. So as you start to heal those lenses, the hue on that lens is going to change. It's going to change everything, the way that you feel about everyone around you and everything around you. Your decisions will start to change. You will start to choose yourself more and continue to practice those boundaries over and over, ruthlessly. And start heading in a better direction where that higher self that you once had to just sit there and try to imagine, you actually see yourself becoming. And that experience is priceless. That experience is better than anything that you can name externally. Any kind of approval of anyone, any validation, it's better. You're free from all of that internally and truly, because you've done the work to free yourself from that. All right, guys, much love.